All right, let's jump right into it. In today's explainer, we're pulling all the way back and looking at the invisible mechanics of the financial system. We're going to explore how wealth actually operates behind closed doors. Because here's the absolute core of what we're looking at today. The system silently changes its entire behavior towards you as your overall value increases. The crazy thing? Nothing about the system itself actually changes. It's the exact same machine. The only thing that changes is how it treats you. Now, you might be wondering, doesn't the system reward hard work? I mean, society constantly tells us that grinding away, putting in those long hours, is the ultimate key to financial success, right? But let's take a really close look at the harsh reality of how true, meaningful access is actually granted in the financial world. The foundational truth here, drawn straight from the data, is that the financial system literally does not care about your effort. It's not fundamentally fair in the way we're all taught to think about fairness growing up. Instead, it silently shifts its behavior towards you entirely based on the perceived value you hold. Access absolutely defeats effort, every single time. So let's break down exactly how this looks as you climb the ladder. Starting right at the base, levels 1 and 2, the ignored and the managed. Let's look at the bottom of the invisible staircase. This is where everyday individuals interact with a system that, frankly, views them merely as deposits. As highlighted in the Boston Consulting Group's Global Wealth Report, at these lower and middle levels, you are primarily just a source of liquidity for retail banks to lend out. The whole system is structurally biased toward keeping your money right there on their balance sheet because, well, that's how they profit. What gets marketed as a premium offering? It's usually just priority call center access or maybe some slightly better credit card perks. You aren't getting true wealth-building tools down here. You are getting managed, or in a lot of cases, entirely ignored. And this brilliantly illustrates the massive divide, straight from the MiFID II regulatory framework. The system actively categorizes the average investor as a retail client. Now, that classification comes with the highest regulatory protection, which sounds great, but essentially means you face heavily restricted access to high-yield alternative investments. On the flip side, the ultra-wealthy, eligible counterparty gets the absolute lowest protection, but full, unhindered access, and is treated by the system as an absolute equal. The system literally protects the retail client by restricting them. But then we cross a major threshold. Level 3, recognized and prioritized. Right around the moment your net worth crosses that $5 million mark, moving you into the very high net worth category, everything shifts. You stop being managed, and suddenly, you become prioritized. Look at the exact price tags and institutional structures that unlock as you climb through these tiers. The service models evolve entirely. You move from a specialized registered investment advisor charging a percentage of your assets all the way up to a multi- or single-family office requiring millions in flat annual overhead. You aren't just buying advice anymore, you are buying a completely different operational reality. And here is why that matters so much. Remember how we said access defeats effort? This single percentage, 4 to 7%, represents the annualized difference in returns between median and top quartile private equity funds. Compounded over a decade, that is a truly staggering wealth gap. But here's the catch. Top decile funds routinely close their doors to new average investors. The bottleneck isn't even the money, it's the access. This massive compounding advantage is unlocked solely by reaching a specific wealth tier. Which brings us to the absolute top. Level 4, the elite partner. Crossing the $30 million threshold places you firmly in the ultra-high net worth tier. At this point, you are no longer a customer to the financial system. You are a partner. Managing wealth at this elite level requires highly complex architectural frameworks. Think about it. You're navigating multi-jurisdictional holdings, massive alternative investments, and a staggering 40% federal estate tax in the U.S. A simple financial advisor just won't cut it anymore. You need fully integrated multi-specialist coordination. To maintain ultimate control over all of this, the ultra-wealthy often build their very own private trust companies. Instead of relying on a third-party bank to manage things, they combine institutional governance with their own family office leaders so they can participate directly in how their trust operates. They effectively become their own private institutions. And the tools they use are absolutely fascinating. The elite use highly specialized structures not just to chase high returns, but for pure defense. For example, family limited partnerships can legally yield 15 to 40% valuation discounts on taxable transfers. Or take private placement life insurance. It wraps non-insurance investments entirely inside an insurance structure for tax-free growth and extreme rock-solid privacy. You are playing a completely different game by an entirely different rulebook. When you get to a single-family office setup, your wealth is operating with the exact same sophistication and technological integration as a mid-sized bank. As the Asora UNHW Guide strongly points out, operational excellence is what enables investment excellence. At this tier, you have automated data aggregation, real-time risk management, and multi-specialist teams working in complete synchronization. But there's another layer to this. Let's talk about the psychological transformation. True power isn't just about the financial architecture. To successfully navigate and actually maintain this level of wealth, it requires a radical shift in your internal psychology. Power is internal long before it becomes financial. This is the whole concept of the silent millionaire. The loud hustle is all about performing for society, begging for access, and constantly reacting. But the silent power mindset, it dictates that you simply stop performing. You shift from asking to choosing. You move from constantly reacting to quietly observing. You completely stop chasing validation, and you literally become the signal yourself. Epictetus really hit the nail on the head centuries ago. By shutting the need for flashy material validation, the elite ensure their money serves as a tool for absolute freedom. As our sources clearly note, when money is just a tool, you avoid the endless, exhausting trap of consumerism. You aren't buying status anymore. You're buying security. You're buying options, and most importantly, you're buying time. Which leads perfectly into our next core concept, silence as the ultimate asset. In the very highest echelons of wealth, discretion isn't just a preference. It is a critical, uncompromising security measure. Silence becomes your absolute ultimate asset. These steps right here reveal the true strategy of elite wealth preservation. The single greatest defense against litigation, taxation, and unwanted public attention is building an impenetrable wall of silence around your assets. You completely sever your personal identity from your business liabilities, and you leverage tools to achieve a level of confidentiality you simply can't ever get with traditional retail accounts. Think of it like a massive building's steel skeleton. The most essential support systems of extreme wealth are meticulously designed to never, ever be seen by the public. The stronger and more robust the framework actually is, the less visible it becomes from the outside. So, what is the ultimate realization of this elite status? What actually happens when you finally stop seeking validation, stop making noise, and master these silent rules of value? Ultimately, true power doesn't need to speak. As your value peaks within the financial system, you secure the absolute ultimate luxury, the ability to simply observe. You are protected, you are partnered, and you are entirely in control. The higher you go, the less visible you become. So the real question you have to ask yourself is, as you build your own value, are you still trying to be seen, or are you ready to become invisible?